Madam, you ask me whether I am laughing at you. You cannot believe a man has never been in love. Well then, no, I have never loved. Never. Why is this? I really cannot tell. I have never experienced that intoxication of the heart which we call love. Never have I lived that dream, in that exaltation, in that state of madness into which the image of a woman casts us. I have never been pursued, haunted, roused to fever heat, lifted up to paradise by the thought of meeting or by the possession of a being who had suddenly become, for me, more desirable than any good fortune, of more consequence of the whole world. I have never wept. I have never suffered on account of any of you. I have not passed my nights sleepless while thinking of her. I have no experience of waking thoughts, bright with thought and memories of her. I have never known the wild rapture of hope before her arrival, or the divine sadness of regret when she went from me, leaving behind her delicate odor of violet powder. My name is Marshall. I have never been in love. I have also often asked myself why this is, and truly I can scarcely tell. Nevertheless, I have found some reason for it. But they are of a metaphysical character, and perhaps you will not be able to appreciate them. I suppose I am too critical of women to submit to their fascination. I ask you to forgive me for this remark. I will explain what I mean. In every creature there's a moral being and a physical being. In order to love, it would be necessary for me to find a harmony between these two beings, which I have never found. One always predominates, sometimes the moral, sometimes the physical. The intellect which we have a right to require in a woman in order to love her is not the same as a virile intellect. It is more and it is less. A woman must be frank, delicate, sensitive, refined, impressionable. She has no need of either power or initiative in thought, but she must have a kindness, elegance, tenderness, coquetry, and that faculty of assimilation, which, in a little while, raises her to an equality with him who shares her life. The greatest quality must be tact, that subtle sense which is to the mind what touch is to the body. It reveals to her 1,000 little things. Very frequently pretty women have not intellect to correspond with their personal charms. Now the slightest lack of harmony strikes me and pains me at the first glance. In friendship, this is not of importance. Friendship is a combat in which one fairly shares and defects its merits. We may judge our friends, whether man or woman, giving them credit for what is good and overlooking what is bad in them, appreciating them at their just value, while giving ourselves up to an intimate, intense, and charming sympathy. In order to love, one must be blind, surrender one's self absolutely to see nothing, question nothing, understand nothing. One must adore the weakness as well as the beauty of the beloved object. Renounce all judgment, all reflection, all perspicacity. I am incapable of such blindness, and rebel at unreasoning subjugation. This is not all. I have such a high and subtle idea of harmony that nothing can ever fulfill my ideal. But you will call me a madman. Listen to me. A woman, in my opinion, may have an exquisite soul and a charming body, without that body and soul being in perfect harmony with one another.